Check, check.
Hey, Libby, can you remove the Harvest Festival? The Harvest Festival pin?
Check, check.
Even on.
No, I'm checking the online mic.
Check, check.
Will you make sure the audio is working on the live too?
Morning. Hang on just a second as we get ready to get going here with our June quarterly coffee. Just doing a little audio check here. Thanks for joining us. All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I love it. It feels like summer. This is awesome. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Stacy Doughan. I'm the president of the Clear Lake Chamber. We're excited to have you here for our June quarterly coffee. I'd first just like to thank our sponsor today. We have Pritchard sponsoring us, and they've got some updates for us this morning too. Better get my notes out here so I don't miss something. I was a little worried with the holiday today and knew our banking friends wouldn't be here, but you guys definitely showed up and surprised me. So again, thank you for attending this morning. All right, you find the agenda in the pile of all the things? Awesome. Well, if you haven't been to a quarterly coffee before, I'll just share a little bit about what to expect this morning. We'll have lengthier updates from the city, the EDC, the school, and then Pritchard will give a CEO report. And then from there, we'll move into what I call the rapid fire portion of the agenda, where all of you who are on the agenda get 2 to 3 minutes to share your update that you have submitted to us. If you happen to be here and you fall into one of the categories and you did not get on the agenda and you would like to provide an update or introduce yourself during the appropriate time, go ahead and just get in line, and we'd love to hear your update too. So it's been quite a quarter. I would say, what a quarter. We're so happy to be back what I would call home in our newly constructed chamber building. So again, thank you guys. Truly appreciate all your support in helping make that possible. We were just talking about how it feels like we've been in there forever, but we know we've only been in there for a few weeks, and it's just so nice. We've had, NIAC's Youth Entrepreneurial Academy in there doing things. We've had different businesses having strategic meetings and different planning sessions. So it's just shaping up to be exactly how we hoped. We were looking at our just the visitor center traffic is just remarkably higher. I think last year we were looking at, like, in April, we maybe sold like $43 worth of retail items, and we sold like $1,500 worth of retail items. So just being back in the building has made just such a big difference for us. So again, appreciate all of your support with that. Another really exciting thing is that membership is at an all-time high. If you look on the back of your sheet, we had 27 new members in this quarter, which I think has to be a record. What's the number, Ashley? Okay, 515. So we were looking last year to get above that 500 mark, and now we're at 515. So very, very exciting. You probably have realized events are in full swing. Thursdays on Main last night was absolutely bananas. When I look over the crowd and see how many people are downtown, I'm just completely blown away. And I was thinking last night as I went home, I was like, you know what? Our team does every week what some communities struggle to do once a year. So just really proud of our team and what they do to make these events possible and come, make Clear Lake a great place to live. We're also a week and a half away from the carnival rolling into town. So I know that's super hard to believe. They'll be rolling into town on Monday, and the carnival will open Monday, June 30th, and the carnival will open July 1st at 5 o'clock. We have some exciting things planned with it being our America 250 celebration. We're going to kick things off real big on Wednesday night with Arch Ally, so let's go. It'll be really exciting. And then we also have a couple of other fun new things that we're doing this year. We have a new band coming in on Friday night. It's Elton and Billy, The Tribute. So that will be really fun to have a new band on Friday night. And then if you missed it online, we have the Waterhawks coming on Sunday afternoon. So that will be so fun. We've had but we've had ski shows in the history of the 4th of July. So to bring that back will be a lot of fun. Hopefully you've seen by now that the governor will be here this afternoon to cut the ribbon on the entire Surf District project. So please join us under the arch at 2 p.m. to celebrate the completion of the Surf District revitalization project. Very excited about that. I also had the opportunity on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Was the EDC meeting Wednesday? I can't keep track of what days. I had the opportunity to participate in the EDC meeting on Wednesday, and it was just a great reminder that we have such a strong and collaborative community and region, and was just really grateful to see everyone support the EDC and all the work that they're doing to make our region great too. At this time, I would like to welcome our scholarship recipient to come join me and maybe just share a little bit about your plans. Please help me welcome the Chamber Scholarship recipient, Alana Evelsizer. Want to just share where you're going and what your plans are?
Okay. Hi, I'm Alana Evelsizer, and I'll be going to University of Minnesota Duluth in the fall. And I'm going to be majoring in an undecided major in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Okay.
Alana has been really involved in the community and in school. We were really impressed by her application, and she's just been a staple at our Earth Day celebration too, year after year, just giving of her time and talents. And so we were really happy to honor Alana with our Chamber Scholarship this year. All right, let's move on. At this time, I'm going to welcome Ian Dye up to give an update on what's going on at the school. You're welcome.
Hey everybody, thank you and good morning. We're lucky to live in a place with so many seasons and so many intense seasons. It's a lot of fun. So, of course, Thursdays on Main's packed, but just across town we've got a baseball team winning a game, a softball team winning a big game. Just things are happening all over all at once, which I really, really enjoy. Just a couple things to highlight about the school right now. Our school board recently kind of reaffirmed 4 pillars of our 5-year strategic plan, and those things are to enhance the student experience, enhance the staff experience, taking care of world-class facilities, and then, of course, a thriving connection with the community. And so there's a couple things that have been happening in each of those areas. The student experience, we've expanding our career and tech ed opportunities. We've actually added back a second industrial technology teacher for next year. We were unable to fill that last year. Just the applicants were not there. We've filled that position. Our FFA program continues to strive and thrive. They recently met with the city and our school board to approve a small amount of chickens to keep on campus between our school and the cemetery. So that's an exciting project that's underway. They've outlined the income stream they intend to bring in through the sale of eggs and maybe meat eventually. We'll see. So I think they're pretty attached right now, though, so I imagine they'll live to old age is my expectation. In terms of enhancing the staff experience, we've really worked hard with our principal team and our administrators to build comprehensive and cohesive pre-K through 12th grade couple of themes for the learning that our staff is doing as they grow. You know, we've got some really excellent pockets of excellence across the district, but really trying to bring it all together so that we're all pushing towards the same goal and we're all rowing the boat in the same direction. So that's exciting stuff. You've probably seen the world-class facilities structure that we're working on now with the new Performing Arts Center. I think last time that I shared in March, we were planning a big day to bring in all these precast walls. Well, that went great, and now they're putting on a roof, which is exciting too. You need more cranes, more roof structures going in. There's a solar project related to this, and one of the main reasons that we explored the solar opportunity was because we had done it at our elementary school. And looking at the data, I'm able online to check stuff that I had no idea about, radiance and megawatt hours and everything else. But on a regular day here this summer, we produce enough electricity on those elementary solar panels to power the whole building, right? So it takes 2.5, 3 megawatt hours to run an elementary school of that size for a day. And some of the real sunny days, we're putting out 4 megawatt hours. So it's really been neat to see that kind of operation going so well. We recently had a little push. We had people that wanted to be part of the new Performing Arts Center. We've got some plaque opportunities and some really neat donor wall stuff that's going up. We have about $105,000 that came in towards that. I think we're going to go ahead and pause that. It went great, and then reopen the opportunity again in the spring one final time before we finalize that wall for anyone else that missed it the first time around that wants to be a part of that. We've got business names up there. We've got family names up there. We've got a whole bunch of recognitions that'll be right there in the main lobby entrance when you come into our new Performing Arts Center. So we want to wait till the spring till we have a rendering of what that's going to look like so people know and don't miss out if that's what they want to be a part of. And then finally, that pillar of meaningful community relations. That's the work that happens here. So our staff, we're really working with the chamber to try to provide opportunities for them to understand. We're calling it the North Iowa Business Connection, but just to understand the businesses that are happening and occurring right here in the Clear Lake and even into the Mason City area. We want our staff to have an understanding of what's here for students, what's here as they move on to the next phase after education is done. Our elementary is digging deep through junior achievement into a BizTown opportunity. Our middle school has got career days and capstone experiences. And I think I mentioned last time our high school has a district career academic plan where I know we've partnered with a lot of you for tours and job shadows and even some internships. We've got those registered apprenticeships in some areas, which is a really neat opportunity for students to start exploring their future. And then finally, for anybody that participated with us in that service learning day that our high school has done annually, that was an excellent experience, an excellent day. So hopefully maybe some of the work that our high schoolers did touched something that you value in the community as well. So that's just a little way for them to be able to give back as a thank you. Because when you're young, what you've got is time and energy. And we pulled both of those out of all of our kids that day to make sure that they could serve the community. So thanks for your continued and ongoing partnership. Thanks for connecting.
About 30 seconds after school was out, I reached out to Ian and I asked him when we were going to have our Educators Appreciation Breakfast, which is the breakfast going back to school. I said, I know you just got out of school, but when are we going back? So stay tuned for more details about that event. It's one of my favorite events that we do every year to honor our teachers and the entire Clear Lake Community School District staff. All right, up next we have Chad Schreck of the North Iowa Corridor to give our economic development update.
All right, thank you, Stacy. It's so great to be here again, and just appreciate Stacy mentioning the annual dinner this week. I really want to thank her team and Stacy for always being a great partner in this. We are not an event-driven organization, so like she said, communities struggle with those things once a year. We really struggle with it once a year. I struggle with it, but thank God for Maddie. Thank God for Jenny and Trisha and everyone on your team. Thank you sincerely for helping us get this place set up, because it would have been a disaster if it was left to us, sincerely. So thank you so much, and thanks for participating and speaking at that. Really, our goal with that event this year was to highlight the leadership, the partnerships, the collaboration that we have across this community in our region. We're so fortunate to have really strong leaders right now in our communities and our organizations, our cities, our counties. So we really highlighted those things. And again, being here at the Surf, we can't thank the Surf enough. They always host us incredibly graciously, give us a great deal on the venue, and it's just the best place, right, to host anything. So we really appreciate that. And Dan Shuknak, he gave us a great speech on leadership. If you weren't there, I'll do my best to give a few nuggets from that, but it was a lot of fun. We had over 200 folks at the event again. And so many things to be proud of in North Iowa, guys. We should be we really are blessed and fortunate to be here. We did highlight some of the challenges that we face, or at least I tried to, because we got to be realistic about some of the demographic challenges we have, some of the job challenges that we've had as a region. In the last 50 years, we've gone from about 50,000 population as a county to around 42,000. We're projected to drop below 40,000 within the next 10 years. So that's an issue, right? That's something that we want to be aware of. We want to continue to work against. What's been pretty cool for us, we've had those kind of projections the last 5-10 years, and when the actual numbers have come out, we've seen that the projections were wrong. They're comparing us to other communities our size and everything else. We've been able to buck some of those trends. We've kind of been able to stabilize those numbers a little bit compared to our peers. And we've seen the housing growth, the industry growth, different things that have helped us to push against that. But it's going to be something we have to continue to be aggressive about. And as our communities, our leaders, we need to continue to encourage each other to invest here, to grow here, do the community amenities and different things that our communities have really invested heavily in to make sure that we can continue to be an incredible place to live, to attract and recruit people to. And those things are going to be just critical to our ongoing success. When you're built out for 50,000 people and suddenly you're under 40,000, that starts to make things more expensive for all of us. It starts to create new challenges. So just, again, things we have to be aware of, things we can't hide from, that we need to have the strength, the courage, the willingness to fight against. So appreciate everyone in this room, because I know you guys all get that. I'm preaching to the choir here a little bit. But it is a message that we all need to kind of work together on. That's why economic development really matters. It's not always the easiest thing to understand, but it's like, hey, the more investment you get in the community, the more that helps our schools, the more that helps our cities, the more that helps your businesses, and the more that obviously creates opportunities for our students to stay here for jobs and everything else. If any of those things starts to fall short, it affects the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And we've seen those communities that get in a death spiral, and it's not a fun place to be. And eventually, maybe some of us have left places like that, and we don't want that to ever become our story, right? So really appreciate, again, the energy in this room and in this room over here this week. That stuff's incredibly important. Dan Schreck, if you don't know Dan, he's just the best guy. Such a good man. And he really did an awesome job outlining 7 traits of effective leadership. I don't have the whole list. Well, actually, you know what? I do.
Be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared is one of those. And that, which was the most convicting one for me. And is Maddie even here? Because she's like kicking me. Like, she's like, see, I told you. But so the 7 on his list, I won't give you every detail on every one. You seek out Dan sometime and have him work through this with you and your team. Honestly, he does a great job. He does leadership, coaching, different stuff. But number 1 was servant leadership. Everybody in this room, I think, is probably a great testimony to that. Get the right people in the right seats. I think as a leader, a lot of times it can be hard to do that. I know I'm challenging that all the time. Fill the gap with trust. So I think what he meant with that was a lot of times there will be a challenge, there will be an empty spot, there will be some weakness, and sometimes you got to work through that with trust and making sure that your team can trust you, you can trust them to fill those gaps. Do the work only you can do. Again, I'm super challenged by that, because a lot of times it's like, oh, I've always done that. I'll just keep doing it, even though it might not be the best use of my time. Somebody else could do that. Learn how to delegate effectively. Reduce and eliminate distractions. Again, this one is brutal for me. I love sports. I love all kinds of random stuff, so I get caught up in that. Be prepared. And be great at resolving conflict. And no matter where we are, at home, in the office, in the community, there's always going to be some level of conflict. Again, we've seen a lot across the region. And this is one of the things that I think, not the region, the country, the world, conflict is everywhere. We're seeing political division. We're seeing social division, conflict everywhere. The cool thing about Clear Lake, the cool thing about North Iowa, we can be different. Like, we have people that care, that love each other, that want the best for our community, and we can all work together to represent that and do that and be that example. We don't have to follow those trends. We don't have to create conflict and division. If we disagree about something, I so appreciate we generally do it agreeably, right? We can talk through it. We can work through it. When all the surf district stuff was going on, we had those meetings and 100 people show up, and some aren't happy about some of the ideas. Well, we talked through it. We worked it out. We got a plan that ultimately turned out to be better for everybody. And I think hopefully everybody's at least a little happy and not mad, right? At the very least. So I think that's the example we can continue to set. And I think we have the leaders in this community to do that. So appreciate that all so much. So again, big thanks to Dan Schreck. He did an awesome job. at the event. I can't do it justice, but seek him out, have him talk to your team. I think he'll do a great job for you. Speaking of leadership, we were able to host Debbie Durham, our Iowa Economic Development Authority Executive Director, to the community here a couple weeks ago. I had the chance to have her speak to some of our economic development partners and take her to a few of our local businesses. Sukup here in town. It was funny. We got her in the door there, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize Sukup had a Clear Lake facility." So it's cool to get her in there and show off all the cool things they're doing right here in Clear Lake. And then over to Kingland and Renovo Studios to show her all the things that those guys are doing and have a really good discussion on the film tax credit, which is something we really worked hard on last year to get approved down at the State House for Renovo. Because we want to encourage that kind of film production happening right here in Clear Lake. That studio, if you haven't had a chance to see it, is so unique. But we've been losing opportunities because other states, other countries have really good programs that help facilitate and encourage filmmaking happening. They've sent stuff over to Ireland instead of doing it here because they have a better climate for it. So the state's trying to fix that, and Kingland did an awesome job of explaining some of the issues with that program as it ended up being created. So Debbie really appreciated that. We think that'll help to create a better program, more sustainable in the long term. And Kingland is going to be a part of helping them create that and make the rules work effectively. I'm not going to steal Steve's thunder. There's a couple of really cool projects in Clear Lake. Gabrielson Clinic, I know he's going to touch on. Ryco, another awesome project coming up that he'll touch on. Over in Mason City, we really have a fun thing this week. Dimensional Graphics, they do printing and promotional materials. About a month or two ago, announced an expansion that they're doing, adding about 30 employees in the community, 30 of whom they're trying to bring from a plant they have in New York. This week, they have like 8 of them here in town. So they were at Thursdays on Main last night, so they got to see a really cool opportunity, some of the cool things about this community. They'll be over at Friday Night Live tonight in Mason City. And just been trying to show them a good time in the community so that they would be convinced to move their families all the way from New York to here in Mason City and Clear Lake. So really excited for that opportunity. Great business that continues to grow here. On the housing side, again, Steve's going to probably touch on the Boost Steering Committee that we have coming here next week, doing some things, trying to do strategic planning. Again, housing is a critical need for our community. Some ways that we can resolve that. This past month, we had 7 workforce housing projects submitted, applications, 4 in Mason City, 2 in Clear Lake, and 1 in Ventura that represent over 300 potential housing units coming up in our communities in the year ahead. So we're really pushing hard for those to go ahead. Shelley on our housing team doing a great job with that. A lot of developer interest. Again, we continue to see great results in housing. So I'll close with that, but again, just appreciate you all, appreciate Stacy and the team, and looking forward to a great summer ahead in Clear Lake. I'll kick it over to Steve Diers, our city administrator.
All right, Chad, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Happy to be here. Great to see everybody this morning. So lots of fun things happening in Clear Lake. Coming up on 1-year anniversary. So actually Wednesday's corridor event was my full circle moment because that was the first event I was able to attend last year. So got over for that before I got started. Then of course, Stacy conned me into judging the parade last year, which was cool. That was a cool gig. That was a lot of fun. So a lot of fun to see that. But yeah, so some awesome things happening in town. One of the most notable ones, Chad touched on that, is the Oaks Hotel project down here that's happening. That got started here about 2 weeks ago. I mean, they are moving right along. 68-room hotel. It's going to be coming down in there. There's a coordinated city project that goes with that because, as many of you know, we talked through what do we do with 7th Avenue? How do we handle that? And so we got to a solution on that, and 7th Avenue is going to get rerouted, kind of go between the hotel and its parking lot and connect the beach and still have that connection to North Shore. So, yeah, Buddy Holly, we have 7th Avenue. We're coordinating all those things together. That city project for the street, that part gets kicked off here in mid-July. We had our pre-construction meeting yesterday on that. So that'll get going. Part of that work is going to include the upgrading of North Shore, kind of in that approximate area. We're doing a lot of work and a lot of focus on infrastructure improvements. Sewer, water, storm sewer, all the fun stuff, right? All the stuff underground that you don't see. It's stuff that needs to get done. And that's an area where we're going to be doing some of that as well. We're planning that so that none of the North Shore gets tore up until after Labor Day. So we get through our busy part of the season, and then once we get past Labor Day, that's when North Shore is going to see its improvements done. So keep that in mind. So yeah, another, of course, today we got the governor coming today, so that's an exciting time. So we've been planning for that. We start off with the archway with a few words from the governor, the mayor, Jeff Nicholas, and then we're going to tour the district and then have a groundbreaking on the Oaks Hotel down there as well. Tuesday, we had the state compliance officer come in because the state awarded us a lot of money to do this Destination Iowa grant. And so they were in just checking to make sure that we did the things we said we're going to do, and we passed. So that's good. One of the things that we're still waiting on is the statues. So we're going to have 3 bronze statues that stand on that podium out in front of the MEC. So that's going to be fun. Been working on that heavily for the last several months and kind of working on an artist timeline, if you will. So trying to get that done, hopefully get those things installed. As it works out now, kind of a fun thing is, if any of you are familiar with Pat Boone of years gone by, big in rock and roll with Elvis back in the 50s, 60s, he's going to have a record release on August 7th, which kind of coincides with our car cruise. And so I think what we're going to do is we're going to get those statues in here at some point. We're going to put a shroud around them and kind of, keep them, waiting, and then have a release and opening that weekend. So it's going to be kind of a fun, cool event. I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, the Oaks Hotel, 68-room hotel, it's going to be modeled to look like the old Oaks Hotel, which burned down about 100 years ago. So no communal bathrooms, so everybody gets their own bathroom. That's going to be a key change. So you'll have that, but it's going to look awesome. It's going to be great. Housing. I know Chad touched on this a little bit. We've talked about this before, the Thriving Communities Grant. The city got that here last year. So what that is when you're awarded this Thriving Communities from the state of Iowa, you get bonus points for a developer to come to town to build here. So, and that's bonus points on a tax credit application. Housing is so hard. It's hard to make it pencil out. It's hard to make it cash flow. So every bit helps. And so these tax credits are really what put a lot of these projects over the hump and get them going. So I'm grateful that we have 2 projects going for market rate tax credits. One of them is just off downtown. It's in that area where it serves as a nice parking lot right now, but it will be, I think it's 9 townhouses going in there. And then Lakeside Acres, which is Brandon Rubin. She's working on a single-family housing market rate tax credit project, which that alone is very difficult. You don't see many single-family housing tax credit programs because it's just so hard, again, to make it cash flow and make it work. And so I know he's going to try and hit that entry-level price point of $350,000 for a new house. That is the entry-level. I mean, that is entry-level housing for new single-family construction. And so that will be great if we can do that. So we're working with him on that project. Boost committee. So what Boost is, that's a state steering committee assistance program that they came out with about a year ago to really kind of help communities find the path on housing and what you want to do. And so the concept is, we need housing for all. We need housing for executive. We need housing for low income, moderate income, all the way across the board, because we're a tourist community. We have, police officers, school teachers. We got everybody that works here and lives here that needs places to live. So that project will help us find our path on what we want to do, for housing. And so if you have interest in anything like that, or thoughts or concerns, your business, what do you need? What are you seeking for housing? Let us know. Let me know. Let the city council know. We need to know these things so we know how to plan and move forward. So a lot of things happening on that front. Gabrielson Clinic, that's pretty cool. So they have the women's clinic out there on 4th Avenue. They are bringing a surgical center to town. And so hip replacements, knee replacements, all those type of things. There's even word about having an optometrist out there too. So we'd have an optometrist in town. So how cool is that? So that's a project that we've initially talked about. We'll be working on a development agreement with them here next month, get that going. But I think they plan on breaking ground yet this summer and getting that going. So that'll be a great thing, great jobs, and great added services. Some of the, I think it's fun, but boring stuff. We're doing paving, infrastructure improvements. So 17th, 18th, 19th Avenue, that's getting overlays. We're going to be working on doing 6th Avenue, which needs some TLC, kind of a full depth replacement and improvement. 12th Avenue down there by Clear Creek, that's getting a little lipstick put on that one. But that one needs a lot of work, but that's getting a little work. But anything we can do to improve that. But we're looking and planning out street and infrastructure projects over the course of the next several years to really lean into that, because we have a exorbitant amount of water main that's too small in town. So that's something we really need to work on. Downtown Task Force, I guess I'll just touch on this a little bit. Stacy and I have been meeting with a couple downtown business owners, talking about the idea of a facade or building improvement program, something to kind of help reinvest in those buildings and things that we have downtown. I think largely we're seeing pretty good, better than most communities from a structure inventory standpoint, but we don't want to let that fall behind. We want to stay ahead of that. Our downtown is a crown jewel. I mean, the mix that we have of retail and commercial and service is phenomenal down there. And so not every community has that. And we want to stay ahead of that. We want to be investing in our downtown. So we're looking at ways of how can we approach that. The state's got a community development block program. You can get $500,000, $600,000, get some local match, and see if we can get some going that way. Some of that's happening already with the Lake Theater. That's a project that we the city have been investing in. They are going to, I don't think I'm laying the cat out of the bag on this, but Aaron Donaldson is playing, Aaron's not here, right? But he could explain it better than I can. But after Labor Day, they're planning on closing the theater because they're going to be doing some substantial upgrades there. The city granted them some funds to improve the theater. We leveraged that into, so the city is initially issuing a $200,000 to match the state's $100,000 to improve the roof, improve the facade, all those things with the theater. It's kind of it's a catalyst program through the state of Iowa. It's helping with that. So he's going to be totally remodeling that theater and bringing it up to meet current and modern design and needs. So the Build Grant. So Build Grant is a federal grant that we're going after, and that's in relation to 4th Avenue. So we got an initial grant from the federal government, Build Part 1, I guess it would be, to design redesign that project and basically, give it a road diet is what they call it. So right now it's 4 lanes, and the plan would be, do we really need 4 lanes, or do we look at 2 lanes with a turning lane in the middle and a delineated bike path? That bike path would connect to the one east of 35 and then could come all the way down, and the project finishes down by Beach. So it really gives you that connection all the way down in. And it does include the installation of some roundabouts. So you ready for that? Roundabouts are cool. They're really awesome. You look to the left. There's nobody there. You go. It works. It works well. So roundabouts are part of that plan. The federal government really likes to incentivize safety. Roundabouts are a safety implementation. So that's going to be part of that plan. And so we're actually going to D.C. next week, flying in to see our representatives and talk about those projects and hopefully get their support on things. And so, yeah, we'll see how that goes forward. That's a big project, $13 million. We've applied for 100% match on that. We'll see if we get there. We might need to look at that a second time and put a little skin in the game, but we'll see. Then the other stuff I guess to tell you about is we're updating zoning codes, and we're updating the city code of ordinances, which hasn't been done in quite a while. So a lot of those things, I know they don't probably mean much to everybody here, but it's basically how we operate on a daily basis with the city, and what our zones should be, and how we're structuring things. So we're spending a lot of time on starting the ball on getting those things updated, and a lot of that stuff is happening behind the scenes that you don't see. But it's a lot of fun stuff going on. And if you have projects, you have ideas, reach out to myself, reach out to a council member, somebody, and let us know. We're partnering, with Ian. We just approved 2 28Es last week. We had a 50-year agreement on the tennis courts and pickleball. We changed that to a 10-year agreement. It seems more appropriate, but we updated that. We're going to be sharing in a school resource officer. We're starting that in January. So we'll have a dedicated police officer working at the school and sharing that person with the city. So When school's in, SRO will be at the school. When school's out, they can be working with the city, so we can really share that position well and make good use of a person's time. So I guess with that, I'll turn it back over to Stacy.
Thanks so much. Like I mentioned, Pritchard is sponsoring this morning's quarterly coffee, so I get the pleasure of introducing Ellen Pritchard Sedlock to give us an update about what's going on in their world.
Can't compete with Steve. That's like a million projects going on. That's probably what Joe's head feels like. So I don't know if you guys are blessed or cursed that you get me instead of Joe. We are all recovering a little bit from a recent event we had here at the Surf and over at our golf course. So I just want to say thank you to the Chamber for hosting this. What a phenomenal way to see new faces, old faces come together, have time outside of Thursdays on Main versus a flyby to see everybody. And really the shared goal of making Clear Lake strong. What an amazing group of people that we're all sharing that common goal. So I am Ellen Pritchard Sedlock. I am the Director of Retail Operations for Pritchard Companies, along with being our 5th generation representative. So we are family owned and operated. We are believing in growth and opportunity and investing in our areas. And Clear Lake isn't where we just do business. It's where we're home. Myself, my brother, my parents, we're all here, and then you see my other sisters fly in and out because Clear Lake is truly our home. Before I hop into it, I want to take a quick moment and have all of the Pritchard employees stand quick that are in the crowd. So just want to look around the room and see the strength in numbers. Give a round of applause to these folks. It's always a little risky talking in front of employees because they'll be like, oh, that did not happen. But you guys did sit down. Just want to thank them because truly it is family, and the strength in numbers under new employees. I'll make sure we have them come up and introduce them. But just thank you to all of you for dealing with the ups and downs of the family business, and success starts with our people. So with that, we're 100 plus, I think 114 years old this year. So no big deal. We'll keep it running. And we really stand behind family, community, and integrity. We are continuing to grow, but our values still stay the same. Most recently, G. Joe's, that's been our latest welcome to the family. Jean and the late Pat, we're really grateful for the opportunity to keep their traditions alive, and it really solidified that legacy. We're all building it together and protecting what we've worked so hard to build in this community and leaving behind for the next generation. So Thursdays on Main, I think, is a great way to see all the little kids running around and seeing all of these opportunities they have ahead of them. So Clear Lake is not just where we operate. We have invested in our staff here. We're investing in housing, restaurants, car dealerships, and truly it's because we believe in this community and creating an ecosystem for our staff and for the community to have a place to come where they can go to a golf course after work or take their family to brunch or out for pizza. And I don't think it's possible to go out and not see all of you and make it a 20-minute trip. I always tell my husband it's going to be a quick 5 minutes to the grocery store, and an hour later I'm home. Double the groceries and 5 contacts that I have to make afterwards. And then just the last thing I would say that we're really working on is bringing back the it takes a village mentality. You will see Pritchard's really focusing on collaboration with other businesses and people within the community that really rave on, as Stacy says, because we want to share that message out. We just hosted John Daly and the Faster Horses for a golf tournament, followed by an amazing concert here at the Surf. And we had people flying in all over. And not only did they have a beautiful day, but they also got to experience what we get to have every day. And that's just an honor to hear them speak so highly of the community. So bringing back the village, supporting one another. Community investment, what we are doing, what we're up to. So we are a main sponsor at Thursdays on Main. You'll see us on the corner with different games, showing off some different product. We are participating in the America 250 that the town is working so hard on. I'll never forget when they announced it. Stacy raised her hand in like the state meeting. I was, what is she doing? And she's like, Clear Lake will be your top stop, like guaranteed. And she's going to make that happen. So that's wonderful. We hosted Legacy, Legends at the Legacy with John Daly. So that was at our golf course in Mason City, and then finished out over at the Palms for dinner, and then here for the concert. So utilizing all of these wonderful amenities. Recently we did bring on, it's now been over a year, but the Ford dealership out on 18. We built that back in 2011, went through some transitions, and it's back under the family house. So that's extremely exciting and a humble moment for us. So that car campus there, they're both Pritchards. We got to get golf carts out there still. Our staff is waiting on those so they can drive you around to look at vehicles. Lake Life Rentals is open for another season. Fantastic opportunity. We sold out like instantly for the 4th. But you guys can still come out, get mokes. Those are those cool mini Jeeps, e-bikes, golf carts, etc. Happy to help you and assist you there. And then Friday Night Lights, we are a main sponsor for Friday Night Lights over in Mason City. I'd be remiss not to bring that up and encourage that. So really doing all of this for future generations, and our community involvement is very intentional. We really want to take that time and appreciate everyone around us and how we can support. So they've all reiterated, but something that we also believe in is economic development. It has been a roller coaster if you aren't teed into your local politics, but the teams that have spoke before are going through some crazy ups and downs with educating the communities on the importance of economic development. So you've heard that a lot. Pritchard's obviously doesn't shy away from it, but just encourage you all to take that step as well. It's just once the ball starts rolling, there's no stopping it. So with that, in closing, to practice what we preach, plus Joe's not here, you've got a G-Joe's discount on your tables. Just as a welcome to having them in the community. If you need more, I'll be introducing our staff during the new employee time quickly, but Mindy will be able to help if you guys need any additional sheets. But like I said, I practice forgiveness, not permission in my role. And so, Joe, if you're watching this, no apologies, but good pizza. And just encourage you all to bring back the village. This team is working so hard, and we're very proud to call Clear Lake our headquarters, and appreciate the opportunity to chat with all of you today. Can Pritchard employees come up that are new? I'm sorry, Christy and Kativa. They can get hearts from Christy Miles. We love Christy and Kativa working her little tail off. So that includes you too. What? Oh, June 27th, we have the Clear Lake Car Show out at Lake Chevrolet. This has grown to be a massive event. If you want to come see some old cars, get some free food, we'll be doing some test drive opportunities. And we'll also be showing off the Quick Lube, the Quick Lane. The Quick Lane has been closed. The last 2 previous owners did not run the Quick Lane, so we reinvested in the space and have opened it up. So it's walk-in oil changes and maintenance right at Clear Lake Ford. So with that, I'll start on this side, I suppose. At the end here, we have Jeff Ahrens. Did I say your last name right? If I butcher, apologies. Jeff started with our Pritchard commercial team. We're very grateful to have him. Welcome to the team. Mindy LeBlanc. I'm going to say that right. Very French. Mindy is our director of events. I hope that's your title. Otherwise, I'm going to make it up. She's overseeing G-Joe's and then the front of house for Legacy. So any events, it sounds like we are turning up the notch on weddings and different event venues for the Legacy. So we are now opening that up to the public, which is extremely exciting. So Mindy will be your point of contact for all things events, restaurants, hospitality. Hospitality is the word that I didn't know. Tom McGregor here. Tom is the general manager for Pritchard's Lake Chevrolet. He is in Rockford, but is here all the time. I feel like I see him around. Tom's done a phenomenal job stepping into that store and getting the teams excited for the new products for GM. Dana Rasmussen is our Director of Human Resources. Dana's been with us now 4 months-ish. It feels like a lifetime. So navigating multi-state, she's been extremely helpful. Luke Lacrone is with us. He is the general manager at Clear Lake Ford. So Tom and Luke work very closely together to make sure your needs are met from a vehicle standpoint here in Clear Lake. And David McLeod, did I say your last name? McLeod. Sorry, I knew I would mess one up. Davin is a part of our All For NIE area. You may know him from any rentals, all things leasing, all things Lake Life Rentals. Davin's your point of contact. So want to give them a very welcome hello to the community, and please say hello to them, network. They're here to serve you all. So thank you. Paisley, you did not come up. Can you stand quick? This is Paisley. Paisley is our summer intern. So,
Thanks, Ellen. Thanks, Ellen. All right, we're going to move into the rapid fire portion of the agenda now. So we've got 2-minute updates from all of you who are listed here. And I'm going to kick us off with our new employee. So we're going to do a new employee and promotions. Welcome, Landon Jepson. He is our summer intern. It feels like he's been here with us for years, and it's only been a few weeks. So, Landon, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, good morning, everyone. Stacy and I are matching today, so it looks great. My name is Landon Jepson. I'm going in my 4th and final year at Warburg College. Next year, roll nights. Do a lot of sports broadcasting, radio. My big project for the summer is working with Carrie Tisdall for the Track Clear Lake. It's been a busy summer already, getting volunteers, getting racers. We're up to about 270 racers and about 75 volunteers. So keep pushing out. She'll update that. The big thing about Clear Lake is what bringing the village, like Ellen talked about, my big project for the summer is hopefully to start a podcast. Learning about the outlet with Beth Ann Schumacher, learning about all of these amazing things. Everything is about history, businesses, and the amazing place of Clear Lake. And that's the one thing when coming in here, Thursdays on Main just blew my mind. It's like Times Square every single Thursday, and that's what makes my life so special. With the softball team, with the baseball team, I'm going to hopefully be announcing with Bob Fisher for state softball and baseball here in the end of June. Hopefully Clear Lake can make a heck of a postseason run and get the Lions into the softball, and then baseball hopefully can get in there. But no, it's been a fantastic summer. Stacy and her fantastic team. It's from IT to mounting TVs. The whole process of getting into the new building has been one in a million, but it's been so awesome meeting all the first mates, human foosball, everything. It's just been a whirlwind of a summer, but now the hard work starts now. All the amazing business owners and everyone that's been talking today, it's been so honored to meet you guys. Hopefully get a haircut soon with the amazing stylist in town, and it's gonna be amazing here. But thanks to everyone who's been so welcoming and warming to this community. And if you need any questions, stop by them down at the chamber. You can call me at 319-325-7472 if you need anything for the chamber. So thank you and have a great weekend, everybody. Yeah.
All right, I'll take a starting bid for employment in May for Landon. Our job is to get this young man hired and living here in Clear Lake when he graduates from Warburg College in May. So that's our number one goal with his internship this summer. All right, next I'd also like to introduce our Lake Leadership graduates. So if you are a Lake Leadership graduate from this year, will you please stand up? Got a few of them in the room with us this morning. Wonderful. So every year we take about 24 different individuals from across several different businesses, and we use the community as our classroom, and we learn about business and industry and economic development and history and taxes. Yay, taxes. It's just a great way to not only meet people, but to learn the background of our community. One of my favorite things is that there are people who are lifelong Clear Lakers who take the class and they go, I had no idea. So it's really a cool program. We'll be opening up registration for our it'll start in the fall, so we'll be getting that open up here in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to participate in Lake Leadership, make sure that you're following along on our email and social media and get registered because we do fill up. All right, if you are part of the special updates, things of interest, and honor section of the agenda, please come on over here.
You can come right here. Oh, it's just the right spot.
All right, we'll get going with this section of our agenda.
Morning, all. Renee Kramer from Hare & Company. It was an awakening moment for me this morning and I had to check with Beth Ann. Hare & Company is the longest standing established business, not just salon, in Surf District. It was 1968. Yeah, and I was like, it's either me or Debbie from the Half Moon, and they just celebrated their 50th. So when we get into the history, look on the walls, folks. This is what put it on the map. And every single person here is what keeps it rolling. So I'm going to go off of what is being said with Chad, with trust, because I trusted two mentors, Julie Reimer, who I just attended her funeral, and Chris Dewey, who's coming here next week. They led, they guided us. They trusted us as young individuals to take the reins. And trust me, that was what was hard. So then I'm going to go off into what Ian said, time and energy. This old girl down the road's getting tired. I look around, I've been in it 38 years. My head stylist 25, 10, 15. So this is what we have to do. We need new blood. We need young backs. We need young feet to keep making you all look so absolutely wonderful. So I would like to welcome Tori Johnson. She is going to be our newest cosmetologist. She's doing the hair. This girl played volleyball for me, and if anybody of you know how sports go, I will hire an athlete all day long. They know how it goes to be part of a team, work hard, and I believe she's going to do a great job for us. My next gal over here is Adriana Funk. She's going to be a new lash stylist for me. She lives in Mason City. Tori's here in Clear Lake. On top of that, I have two brow stylists, artists that are coming from the Waterloo area to continue our permanent makeup. Yes, men, it's tattooing of makeup. I had one say, you wax it off and you paint it on. I'm like, kind of, yeah. There's a little more to it than that, but let me explain. So, Mr. Diers, we got 40 young people, young ladies that are going to be moving to the area. Let's welcome them all with an open round of applause. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I'm sorry for being late, first of all. It's kind of standard for me. They know the drill. I'm Carrie Tisgall, and I know a lot of you in this room, and many of you know me as one of the race directors for Tri-Clear Lake. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that briefly. We're in our 10th year of the race, which is super awesome. 10th year of the race, second year is the Iowa State Championship, and so we're really, really excited about that. It really says a lot about our community and the quality of race that we put on. I visited with someone, I was down at Thursdays on Main last night, from Wisconsin, who has done our race and said he's raced all over the country and that this was the best produced race and the most fun venue he's ever raced at. So it really says a lot about our community and about all of you that help and volunteer and support the race in all the ways that you do. Our chamber team is amazing. And he was like, how do you do that? And I was like, well, I've got a pretty good events team, so that helps. And I have to say, you could probably tell how awesome Landon is, but he's an amazing addition to the chamber team and to ours. I'm not going to take credit, but I'm the race director for the Tri-by-Night Triathlon in Waverly too. And he was our MC a few years ago for the little Tri-by-Night Triathlon and then our adult triathlon that we do there. And I was like, just blown away. Like my kids loved him. Like he was just absolutely incredible. And so we hired him for Tri-Clear Lake last year. And he's like, oh, by the way, do you need somebody to sing the national anthem? Sure. So he runs around in transition with the microphone, making sure everybody's hyped up and ready to go. And then he quick sings the national anthem and then he goes back to doing that. So he's just going to be an amazing asset to our community. And like Stacy said, hopefully we can keep him here forever. So I encourage you to sign up to volunteer. If you're even remotely considering racing, do it. You won't regret it. I want to make sure that you know, because I talked to a lot of people last night that did not know that you can race as a team. So you can do, one person can swim, one person can bike, one person can run. And you can even, I only let you do it for two people, but if somebody's doing the race for themselves, they can swim for you also. So you can bike and run. If the swimming is what scares you, don't let that stop you from signing up, because someone else can, I allow 2 chips Stacy will swim. No, you're only allowed 2 chips. You can't swim for everyone, Stacy. I can do what I want, she said. Anyway, so for example, my son races for himself, but he'll swim for a team too, and he just wears 2 chips. So anyway, we have lost a number of volunteers to becoming athletes. So I would say if you're like curious what it's about, whether you come watch or we would love to have you volunteer, because it's so amazing to like see people accomplishing this huge goal, and that finish line feeling is really awesome. So anyway, I think that's what I wanted to say on that. We do have a kids race on Friday night that's adorable and so fun, and a great safe way to get your kids like active and interested in multi-sport. So Splash and Dash is what that's called. So yeah, it's just a swim and a short little run, and they get to run down the big finish line, and it's pretty cool. Pretty empowering. So then I just wanted to shift real quickly, because that's typically all that I talk about when I'm up here, and I am very involved with the chamber. I love our chamber so much, and I'm on the Harvest Fest committee. I'm a first mate, and then the triathlon, of course. But I thought I'd give a little shout out to my actual day job. My kids thought for the longest time that I worked at the chamber, but I don't. So the company I work for, it is called Branded by ASB, or American Solutions for Business. I'm a local distributor of print promotional products and apparel, and I've been doing this job for 15 years. I've had a home office for 15 years, and now I have teenagers. Oh, so I'm getting out of there really quickly. No, I'm super excited. I'm going to have a showroom in the Wilcox building. So yeah, it's very difficult for me. You know, a lot of times I go in and I see my customers, which it's super fun because many of you in this room are customers, so you know very well what I do. But my husband always says that I'm like Chandler from Friends. I'm a transponder. Like, no one knows what my job is. So it is hard to explain all of my capabilities and show what I do. And so I'm going to have a space where literally everything in there is branded. So, I mean, I'm a little bit different because I can do absolutely anything you can think of, like down to custom shoes. If a product doesn't exist, if you need a mascot, if you want a plush that's your exact, icon for your business, whatever it may be. So it's not just standard apparel. We do a ton of apparel, but we can go all the way down to one piece within custom online store, up to orders that are thousands of pieces. So I work with my sister. She's in New Hampton, Iowa. So we're very local to North Iowa, but our business relationships are all through relationship. We don't have a territory necessarily. So so stop by. I will be right behind where the Funky Zebra is going in, and so it's going to be a really fun space to show everything that we can do. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Sure. Hi, my name is Samantha Gappa. I am the Mason City, Iowa Specialty Clinic Leader, and we recently opened April 1st in Mason City. We are very excited. So what brought us to town was we did a study of the last 12 months, and 43,000 visits came from Cerro Gordo County or surrounding areas to all of our Iowa Specialty locations, whether that was Rockwell, Hampton, Garner, Clarion, Belmont. So we wanted to meet our patients where they were at, so we opened a clinic in Mason City. Currently, we're renting the Westbrook building, the lower section that used to be the VA clinic. And we also are renting across the hallway because that used to be the radiology area, and we do have radiology services available. So just want to let you know we do have psychiatric medicine, podiatry, foot and ankle, occupational medicine, orthopedics. We do have family practice, gastroenterology, general surgery, and wound care. So that's all available at the Mason City, Iowa Specialty location. That's all I have.
Good morning. I am Lenice from Waypoint Medical. And I was actually going to come in this morning and kind of do a raise of hands to see who woke up feeling like they're 25 and they're ready for the day and going to tackle all the things, except for you, and maybe this table over here. But I really don't know that I need to ask that because I see all of the coffee cups and I can tell like that's our answer. We wake up and we're like, oh, maybe give a little grunt or need a little bit of a nudge to get us going for the day. Rely on coffee, rely on caffeine. Which leads me to introducing our next wellness edition at the clinic. So on the tables, I've got some pamphlets. We have introduced bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. This is for men and women. Take a look at the brochures. There's some great information there. Also laid out a couple of assessments on the table. So if you pick one of those up and just kind of go through some of those questions and see where you rate, it's a little bit eye-opening sometimes to think about, how we could feel like these kids that have time and energy, and then there's us that just want time and energy. So if you have any questions, I will be around, but it's a great service. It's really gotten off of its feet very well. It's pretty popular already. So if you have any questions, I will be around and can set up consults or anything like that if you'd like to. One more thing though, when we talk about community involvement, when we are feeling good, we're working better, we're focused, we've got clarity, we're making decisions, we're more productive. So one thing that I'd like to also offer is, as a business, if you ever want to host just some education about wellness or what people could think about if they're, maybe they're sluggish, maybe they're, walk into a room and can't remember why, or they're looking for their keys that are in their pocket or their glasses on their head. There's just things that we could talk about. So if you ever are interested in anyone coming in for some wellness conversations, we'd be happy to do that as well. We're out at Waypoint Medical, so most of you are probably familiar, but it's right out on the highway.
Good morning. My name is Brian Pauly. I work for the city of Mason City, and one of the multiple hats I have is with the Mason City Arena. We joined the chamber this year, but this is my first chamber breakfast coffee thing, so I appreciate you guys welcoming myself. I have Lexi in the back with me. She's my marketing and communication specialist. But I just wanted to talk a couple things. Throughout the room, we have some marketing packets. The city's recently taken over the marketing opportunities in the Mason City Arena. Overall, we've seen about 180,000 visitors throughout last year through different things from music to sports events to community events. So that's a great way to get your business out. I have business cards back there. So if you just want to touch base and listen about anything, that's great. I have to plug tonight, we do have Big Daddy Weave coming into the arena. There's still tickets available at the door. They're nationally recognized Christian artists that have had multiple Grammy nominations. That's going to be great. If that's not your cup of tea, July 25th is our mixed martial arts MMA event with North Iowa Fights. And then I'm going to say August 4th is a great community event we do with the city of Clear Lake, Mason City, and the county. And we have National Night Out that talks about all the wonderful things there. We have a lot of things going on, a lot of small events going on throughout the summer and throughout the whole year. So come check us out. And if you have not yet, I have to plug this real fast. If you've not been to the Prairie Rock Trail Bike Park, check it out in Mason City. This is a world-class facility we just opened up a couple weeks ago. Red Bull Trek were up here with sponsors. So if you have questions about that or anything else, come see me afterwards. I appreciate the time.
He's lucky I let him in the room after he beat Amy and I at Dancing for the Dream. So. All right, the next section on our agenda is upcoming events and programs. So if you're part of that portion of the agenda, I'd invite you up over here, and we'll start off with Bree Shalley from the library.
Good morning. Yep, I work at the library. I'm the children's librarian, so many of you know me as the crazy one in the basement that runs really big programs. But today I've got our summer reading information, and our summer reading program is for all ages. It's not just for kids. So if you like to read or wish you had time to read and need some incentive to find it, summer reading kicked off on Monday. So all ages can come and register. We've got programs for babies through adults. There's a weekly lunch and learn on Fridays for grown-ups. There's some cookbook club opportunities, so if you like to cook. Our theme this year is Plant a Seed, Read, so it's a lot of farm and garden type events and programs and activities, and all of that is in your newsletter. But I do want to highlight that if you finish summer reading, so our reading log is a bingo board. If you finish that bingo by the end of July, each age group has their own experience that they get invited to. So for kids going into 5th grade or younger, it's a family pool party at the Aquatic Center. So great partnership with the city of Clear Lake there. If you are a teenager going into 6th through 12th grade and you finish your reading log, it is an after-hours event at the library. So there's games and movies and snacks, which always gets the teens excited, and a full library escape room that they have to try to figure out before they can leave that night. And grown-ups, if you finish the summer reading program, you get invited to a harvest dinner at the library that our teens are going to be helping to cook. So it's a partnership with Healthy Harvest, where they will actually be taking food that we're growing at the library this summer or at my home garden and preparing a meal for the adults that finish the program. So if you have any questions about any of that, Myra and I would love to chat with you, but we do have to jet because we're at Fresh on Fridays this morning. So find us at the library.
Another way to support the library, I'm here with the Clear Lake JCs, and tomorrow we will have Paddle Fest at Clear Lake State Beach. It is a fundraiser for some local children youth programs during the summer, including 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten at the Clear Lake Library, as well as Central Gardens, their Bee Discovery Garden, and the Clear Lake Arts Center. So you have flyers on your table if you're interested in paddling, kayak, stand-up paddleboard, canoe, whatever you like. Bring it on the water, and we hope to see you there.
Good morning. I am Ashley Page with the Nyack Papa John Center, and there are flyers on your table of some upcoming events that we have. One to highlight is Idea Camp, which will be in Clear Lake at the new Chamber building on July 9th. This is for outgoing fifth grade to outgoing 8th graders. It's a great day where they can come hang out with us. They work on a business plan. They do pitch it at the end. Thankfully, Bank Iowa did sponsor this event to keep the fees down. But if that is still a barrier, please let us know because we can get you additional sponsorships. It is $25 a kid, but registration is still open. So send them to come hang out with Reagan and myself all day and get them away from their electronics and whatever else they are doing. Also, we have piloted a new program called Venture Launch Lab. This is in addition to our Venture School, and it works on 7 pillars: legal operations, finances, marketing, human resources, funding, and strategy. So if you are a new business owner or even have your business but not sure if you have all of your pieces in place, this is a great program. Currently, it is free for this next coming cohort thanks to a USDA grant. So if you are a small business, know a small business, or in business and just want to get some more information, there is registration open for that as well. That starts July 14th, and it is 9 weeks. And then also our Papa John Gala is coming up on September 24th. If you didn't know, the Papa John Center is completely grant funded or sponsorships. That is how we keep running. So this is our big fundraiser we do every other year. This year we are not sponsoring. We are honoring Dean Snyder Construction as our Legacy Award winner. So if you would like to come out and support them, this is a great opportunity. Sponsorships are open. Tickets will be opening up soon, and it does usually sell out. And then Venture School, we run that twice a year. That'll start October 1st. If you are looking to start a business, not sure if there's a good market, this is a great place to test that.
Good morning. I'm Janet Johnson from One Vision, and we too are in our event season. So if you want a run that will help you get ready for the try, we have our first color run down in Fort Dodge on July 18th. You start off with a white t-shirt and you end up all full of colors. So that is a really fun one. And then August 15th is Bash at the Lake, and we will have our famous dunk tank, and we have a couple of people in here that will be in the tank. We have Stacy Dawn, we have Ellen, we have Mark Dodd, and we have Ian, and I have several other people, so you can pick the person you want to dunk, and the more they get wet, the more money we make. So make sure you put August 15th. It's a great event for our community, so come on out, support Bash at the Lake and support One Vision at the same time. And then in September, we will be celebrating our 55th year of serving people with disabilities. So We will have our OB Days of Giving, so you're going to be hearing that from now all the way through. We'll be celebrating 55 years for a full year, so you'll be hearing it a lot. So just start thinking about how you'd like to support us, and we would love everybody to just support us in every way they can. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Doug Marty from Central Gardens. Happy to be here and talk about the gardens. This is our 26th year that we're starting, so we're happy about that. And the gardens are off to a great start. If you haven't had a chance to go out there, take a look. We've had some great weather. The roses are in full bloom right now. The lilies are coming in next week. They're starting today, so stop by and enjoy it. Fresh on Friday started 2 weeks ago, and we've had hundreds of guests throughout both of those, and there are a big group out there today from texts I'm getting. Picnics and Performances kicks off on July 18th. That's our Sunday evening concerts. We'd love to have you out there at 5 o'clock, and those go through the middle of September. Then our annual garden party has changed dates, and it's changed formats just a little bit. So the date is actually the 29th of August, so it's toward the end of the season. And we did that because it's been really, really hot every time we've tried to do it in June the last 5 or 6 years. So we changed the date, and the format is going to be on a Saturday night. It's going to be dancing, there's going to be music, there'll be libations, there'll be hors d'oeuvres. We encourage you to come out and enjoy the gardens under the lights. Tickets for members are $75. Non-members are $100. I also want to talk a little bit about the long-term viability of Central Gardens and what I need from the people in this room. So we need a couple of things. Last time I talked with you, I talked about who owns Central Gardens. Central Gardens is owned by the city, the property is. But the organization is a 501(c)(3) not-for-profit. We hold Central Gardens in trust for the community. We've talked about communities and long-term generational giving. And so we hold that property for generations to come. To do that, we need support. Not a guess there. I also talked about data. I love data. I grew up in the data world. So far this year, we've had about 175,000 views on social media in and around Central Gardens. We've had 35,000 viewers generating 5,000 interactions. Why is that important? 62% of those people are not from Clear Lake and Mason City. They're visitors coming to town. Central Gardens generates revenue for this town. We bring heads to beds. We bring feet on the street. And we are looking for support. The last few years, we've had about 22 to 26 corporate members supporting us. This year, we're at 24. I'd like to see that go a lot higher. We talked about there's currently 515 chamber members, so I think there's room for growth there. I also need your talents. We're going to need to add more board members. We've become a pretty complex organization with all of the things that we do. So I need marketing people. I need finance people. I need project management people at the board level. Leadership. That's one of our areas where we need a lot of help. And if we don't have that, we're going to need to cut programming next year. It's pretty straightforward. So if you have questions about how you can support us financially through corporate membership, there's brochures on your table. Call me. A lot of people in town have my home phone. Email me. It's definitely on the website. Same thing for volunteering. If you're interested in supporting us, becoming part of our team, I'd love to talk with you. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Denise Etzel. I'm stepping out in a little discomfort this morning because I'm going to share with you about In Faith. It's a 501(c)(3). You are all cordially invited on June 24th, which is Wednesday, from 7 to 9. We are going to have a night of music, sweet treats, and fundraising. I am helping Ashley Coleman. I don't know if you know Ashley Coleman, but she is integral in helping women of North Iowa. And she goes into jails and does ministry. She also is a big proponent and helpful in Rachel's Place. We now have a ladies' sober home. Okay, we've always had Josiah's house, I think, for some years. So this place is very near and dear to me. If you would like to volunteer in any way, shape, or form in this ministry, get a hold of Ashley Coleman or myself. But we would love for you to come and join us. 7 to 9, we're going to have music, and we are going to have a silent auction. Now, some of you have already signed up and are going to be a part of the silent auction, but if you would like to, we would be more than happy to take a gift from you. We will do the silent auction, and then this money will go directly to the In Faith 501(c). And I'm just learning all about this, so you might see me in the community. And if you want to, it's at we moved here 4 years ago. There's a special little place on the corner, and I think it's Drew Nelson that owns it, and they've been working on it for some time. It's so beautiful. Just come and see it Wednesday. The lower level is going to be a second-hand boutique for these ladies. They will earn vouchers. So if you have nice clothing, ladies, in all shapes and sizes, we would love for your pieces of clothing. We want them to have nice clothing to put on when they go in there after they've earned vouchers to use towards the clothing, shoes, jewelry, anything you would like to donate. Get in touch with Ashley Coleman, Denise Etzel. I'm on Facebook, so come and join us on Wednesday night. We would love to see all of you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Faith Lawler. I am the gallery manager at the Clear Lake Arts Center. I did want to give a shout to Denise. That was really powerful. I'm a secondhand shopper, so I know where I'll be taking my clothes now. So about the Arts Center, some of you should have gotten some class handouts. I did run out, so if you do have some questions about them, just let me know. Some things not included on those handouts. We do have kids camps taking place next week and July 7th through the 9th. Those are ages 7 to 12, and we have like 2 to 3 spots left for those, so if you have anyone in those age range, just let us know. I am also teaching 2 classes. I am teaching photography classes this Saturday and next Saturday, so something to keep in mind. Look at our website. Facebook and our website are the most up-to-date. One little plug too, the Arts Center is celebrating 50 years next year. The Arts Council has been around since '76, and the building that we acquired was in the range of 2004 to 2006. We were a bank, so that's something nice to share with people. It's kind of unassuming with the architecture, so it's always a wow factor if you have not been in before. And then finally, just talking about a couple exhibits. We have right now our Lush Layers exhibit. This is by Jess Quinn. She is based out of Des Moines and from Waterloo. It's the pink handouts I gave you. I feel like this picture is really unassuming. If you go to the Arts in real life, we've gotten so much feedback that you could just walk into these paintings. So you are missing out if you are not seeing this exhibit. We close the exhibit next week, and we are collaborating with Central Gardens, Katie Casey Design, and the Red Geranium to have live florals throughout this exhibit. They've been helping us throughout the whole month. This week at Central Gardens, they arranged 3 fabulous arrangements, and next week will be a group show, so that would be a great opportunity to come out and see that. The next exhibit coming in, the opening is going to be July 10th, and that is Phobias by Jeff Ryder. He is a Des Moines-based artist as well. This can be a little bit scary. It's not actually scary. It's called Phobias, and it's about the absurd and fear, but also about laughing about fear. My name is Faith, and something I've learned recently is faith over fear. So just something to think about. So yeah, thank you.
I'm going to go really quick because I'm not on the agenda, but I just wanted to highlight a project that one of our tellers is really passionate about food and snacks. So I was like, how can we use that to in business development in a way to get people to come see Bank Iowa as a new bank in the community and just to get to know more people in the community. So we have Financial Foodie Fridays. So a couple Fridays each month this summer, we are inviting the community to come out to the bank and enjoy $5 towards that food truck on the bank as long as you come stop at that booth, talk to Olivia, the teller that's kind of leading it. Any of the experts in that field, we're kind of highlighting different bank genres each week. And it's a project that our intern Mason Murphy, he's a Clear Lake native, he's an Iowa student. I'm going into his senior year. I didn't make him come this morning because the bank is closed, so I told him to sleep in. But you can come and meet him and say hi and have some lunch. We would appreciate it. So thanks.
Okay, and I'm wrapping things up today, and I am Ashley Wise. And this is Brewster the Rooster, and we are a member of the Clear Lake Noon Lions Promotions Committee, and it has been our privilege to the last few weeks start promoting the Lions Chicken Barbecue. If you're not aware of the Lions Chicken Barbecue, the club has been doing it for more than 60 years. It brings tens of thousands of dollars that are reinvested back into the community. And this year's event is on Sunday, July 19th. What it includes is a half a chicken, a dinner roll, a cookie, and some coleslaw, $12 in advance, either at the Chamber Building or any of the Noon Lions members who are at Thursdays on Main or Farmers Market on Saturdays. You'll find us outside of Randy's and Fairway. But if you miss out and you don't get them in advance, they're $14 at the event. We have drive-through option available. I learned an interesting fact that about 50% of the people who come to the Lions Chicken Barbecue actually use the drive-through option. So that's been a nice addition to the club. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or any of the New Lions members. And do you want me to wrap it up?
Ashley's a new Noon Lions member, and they have a friendly competition as to who can sell more tickets. So I think she has a great advantage being in the chamber on those ticket sales. Faith was up here. If you have not been in to see that exhibit, it is absolutely breathtaking. It is amazing. So great to see everyone this morning. Thank you so much for coming. Grab some more coffee and treats before you head out, and I hope you guys just have a really great summer.